Okay. I'm just going to shoot hopefully a short video. And you and I both know that short video for me is about 20 minutes. So let's see if I can get this a little quicker than that. I went to my local public library branch yesterday to make some black and white test copies of pieces of furniture that I have been working on, and most of them are ones that I've been redesigning or altering the manner in which they're coming together. And I have 4 stacks here. I did a lot of copies. We were at the our local branch, and when I was making the copies, one of the librarians was helping me, and she said, "Oh my, you have quite a few copies here. This is going to be around $10. And I said, "Yes, I know. I need to have these so I can, figure out some other stuff. So when I do have my good copies made, my color copies, I don't have like a gajillion mistakes." So we're going to look at the bedroom first. This is some of the Nandor Haunty stuff where you can see I've moved the beds around. I still think I need to add something in the underside of this, and that will be in the final. But what I did was I made 2 copies of these, and I couldn't get them made on any other kind of paper except for this copy paper. So what I'm going to do is, this is white sulfite drawing paper. It just means it has a little bit more of a tooth to it. It's a teensy weensy bit thicker than this more highly calendared polished paper. I'm going to be using glue, and I'm going to glue them onto the back. So I'm going to be doing that later today. I'm going to let them dry, and they're going to get like all super duper curly. And then I'm going to flatten them and then let them completely dry, like the curled kind, flatten them for at least 24 hours, maybe even more, and then come and start cutting things out and putting them together, if that makes sense. I'm going to be using tacky glue to do that, because tacky glue will, I don't know how to explain this. This paper is just a tiny bit rougher. It will get into the paper fiber and hold a lot better. So I'm also going to do some testing for designs and other things with color. So that's the Nandor Haunty bed. I love these. These are the nightstands. I really like this little piece that's going to go on the back. I think it needs to have another piece here, and it's a fold and then placed there. The Nandor Haunty chair, which I desperately want to go in and redesign because I've gotten so much better at curves now. This was one of the original pieces that I had really decided I wanted. This was that little bookcase that for some reason was chopped in half in the front, so I redesigned it so everything folds together a little easier. I think I need to change this and go to my other top adhering for, like I did for all of the dressers. These are, believe it or not, it's a front and back piece plus a little shade. This one I put some little designs on of a light, so you can see there's difference here. It's this and this that are the front and the back. I'm terribly curious to see if these work, because I really liked the design of them, and you can see I was getting better at curves. This one is the desk. This is from originally, I don't know how much of the Doreen is still here, and I think I put that away, the piece that I was using, because I changed so much of this. I can say it's based on Doris Lyons Howard, but just based. This piece I'm going to need some more time with, I think, and I'm hoping that these parts work as well, because this one has way more moving parts than her original design. Yeah, that's why I made 3 of them. This was the Monnier, the French one. The bed, which again, I started getting better with these little rounded pieces here. I think there's some other things I want to add in, but I went ahead and put it all together. This piece right here, which is the like the mattress, I think is going to come in super duper handy with some other pieces. And of course I made more. I was really pleased with how, sorry, this is the other Monier design. I love how these designs came out. They don't look fabulous right here, but I'm getting so much better at curves. There's some elements where I need to add in some other things, but I'm really pleased with how these turned out. And I added this one, the instructions on this one were a little odd. So to cover my bets, I went ahead and made multiple shelves, and this is the bottom piece. This one has an odd frontispiece, which part of me would kind of like to get rid of that, but I was too curious to see how it would go together. So these are the beds that are based on the Mary Frances housekeeper, and the illustrator, as far as I know, is the sister of Grace Drayton, whose last name was Hayes, Margaret Hayes. I went in and swapped out a bunch of stuff, and because I was having some fun with some of these designs, I kind of ended up accidentally doing kind of a prairie school kind of thing. I'm not exactly sure how much of it I'll keep. I just want to see what's going on. I still hate these legs. I hate them with all my spite, and I want to change them. This bed I think was a little bit more successful because I kind of kept the designs to a minimum. This is the single bed. This part is folded in half. These go over the front. I did both of these a little differently so that you can see here I didn't do a double fold here. This is the front headboard, and I decorated these, whereas here I didn't. So this should be interesting to put together. This was, believe it or not, another chest of drawers. I really want to do mirrors where I changed out. This is the housekeeper one again, Mary Frances, and with some other pieces that I've added in. This is the day bed from the Un Salon Moderne, the French one that I think is designed by Poole or Poof. I don't know. I want to kind of fart around with some things in here and see if I can change some things. And I want to elongate and change some things around, so I didn't do much on this one. And these are from the 1940s, it's unknown designer. This is a chifforobe because it's tall and slim. This is a chest of drawers with a bureau, has the mirror on it. So I changed this one around. I added some more things onto it, a little bit more decoration. I'm not sure about all of it, and I would want to come in and redo these curves. So that's those. I'm kind of PO'd that I missed a couple of pieces. You can see, if I can unloosen this bit right here. You can see here, I missed, this is from the French Un Salon de Moderne. This took me 2 days to put together. I completely changed all of this, completely changed these pieces, added on a whole new side and 2 tops. Plus, I want marble for those pieces. I found some really great pieces of marble. Sorry you're looking at my big fat arm. Now, in addition to that, I had to think ahead. And remember, I've been doing these as modes of stress relief and or something to concentrate on. This is, I think I've shown it to you, but I'm not sure. Let's see, let's open up. Gotta go to desktop, bedroom. Where is additional furniture? Bedroom furniture, dining room furniture. Yes, this is terribly exciting for you. Furniture for upcoming projects. Inkscape SVG. Here it is. Florence kitchen. Florence refrigerator. Florence sink. Florence stove. And you're gonna have to look at my arm again. The originals for these. So I'm trying to get this it's amazing that these are unscripted. This is the same image that you just looked at. And if I pop over here into layers, I can, because I grouped the whole thing together. No, I deleted that out. Son of a monkey, I deleted that out. Let's come over here and open this one, because I think that's second refrigerator, small drawn items, sink and stove. No. Okay, I need to go back to original artwork then, which is here, cut and fold, coming down to kitchen appliances and furniture, Florence, and here we go. This is the original image, and I'm just opening it up through here because it's just easier for you to see it. You'll be able to see this in a second because it's doing some funny stuff here. This is what it originally looked like. Now, I went through and did some historical research into like what these actually looked like in real life, because the Florence Gas Stove Company was a real thing in Gardner, Massachusetts. And you can see here, I've made some changes. I changed it to a 4 cooktop. I've made some aesthetic changes. I changed these legs here to that 40s kitchen table that I really liked. I've made some other tiny changes here. This is a first try at this. This will be the bottom part. That's the underside. That's the shelf that will go there. This is the oven that will be folded up and stuffed there. And that's the back part. But I've made a few changes. I'm really actually kind of proud of how I got all the little bits and pieces in there. And like I said, I went through and looked at, there are not a lot of these kinds of ranges, simply because once World War II hit, a lot of them were scrapped and melted down because they didn't work anymore. These were actually little propane stoves. I finally figured out this little bit right here, that's where the propane went, because they didn't have gas hookups in their house. So this took me way longer than it should have, and I'm really hoping that my designs are usable, because I was going from a punch out and fold together to a cut out and fold together. So I got a lot of those. I also did the same thing with the sink. The sink, again, if it were sitting in front of me, I could figure it out, but I changed it around into 2 bottom cupboards, and you can see I used some of the original bits that are here. This is the sink, and it's just going to fold up. These 2 pieces will go on top here. I still know that I need something to front the sink in between the 2. So I'm going to have to try to figure that out as well. And again, I got a lot of copies of this one. This one is the little refrigerator that went with it. Again, I'm very proud of the little bits of hardware that I used. I got my curves way better. And I don't like this being on this side, and I'm not sure why. I feel as though it needs to be on that side. And I'm wondering if it's just because I'm a right-handed person. This is also right here is a, I hope you're not seeing that. Oh, let's get there to that. Now I can go away. The little chest, I put and added a drawer in it. These measurements were all out of whack, so I needed to fix them. And again, added on some of the little bits there. These are from the 1940s. I added a complete back for the stove, and I added on some little nifty bits here. I went and looked at some 1940s refrigerators, and I thought those were cute, so I put them on there because, you know what, this is my world. These chairs I love, but they needed zhuzhing, and when I say zhuzhing, for these to be made by someone like you, any of my patrons, they need to be easier to put together. And you can see with these, these would fold up, and these parts right here are meant to be cut out. Now, the problem is when you have something already printed here and it's not matching up with that, it's going to look like dog pile. So if it's one color, but then you pinch it together and then you cut it out, it's going to look way better. I also changed the angles here on the chairs. They were splayed out at kind of an odd angle, and it made the chairs sit weird. So I changed them. And I made quite a few of them because I felt like I wanted to have some fun with chairs. Some dining room tables, which are super duper basic. This is for dining room stuff. This is part of a Victorian, what do you call it? It's a Pèlerin Imagine d'Épinal print. And I love these chairs. They're like Victorian, like from the 1860s/70s, if I'm looking at the dresses the right way, and the French fashions. There's some things in here I want to change. But I needed to see whether this was going to work, because I think I may need to change the angles of some of these things. I don't know why I put that up there like that, because that can just be glued on. It doesn't have to be attached. But again, I wanted to have some fun with them. These are some Mary Frances. These are more of a craftsman style chair. I wanted to see, this part right here is confusing to me, and I need to see how it works. More Mary Frances. I really like these because I'd like to play around with some more curves. I kind of like how these look like little kitties too. These are two pieces that are from the living room set, but also could be used in dining room. I did a major redesign on this piece, including adding a back and a 4-piece or a 4-sided piece, which I'm now realizing is missing a bottom, which is why we do prints like this. And then this one, which still needs a back, which I realized. Now, dun 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 dun, pianos. Okay, this is a piano. This is a Doris Lyon Howard piano. Strangely enough, she didn't put a keyboard on it, which I thought was a little interesting. I like some of this construction method. However, I think it may need some zhuzhing. And I really did like this little stool, her little piano bench that went with it. So I did that one. I made 2 of everything so I can mess up something and still have something else to work with. This is a Hans Christian, I forget what his last name is. He worked as an illustrator for the magazine Illustrated Family Journal. Through like the early part of the 1900s, like the early part of the 20th century, up till I think 1920. And this is a little piano, which I just thought was the sweetest little thing. And what I've noticed is with his design for this piano, he uses it several times in his pieces. He is not a dumb man. His little designs are just an absolute stinking delight to put together. I cannot wait to put in these little keyboards. And I started adding some little decorations, some little inlaid bits and pieces, because I thought they looked cool. This is another Pèlerin Imagine d'Épinal. They're called Grande Construction. Grande Construction. I don't know how to pronounce it in French. I'm not trying to ape anything. It's just, it doesn't. The pianos, I am in love with this piano. I mean, come on. Look at that. Mwah. It's got this funky little bit on the top that like pops up. And I did this one, even though I think I have like 4 different piano types and constructions. This one seemed the most logical to me. So please don't count keys here. I just went with what's there. This one you can see is a pretty easy one. The sides come in. These are on the other side. These parts fold down and in. And there's supposed to be like some little curtains here that I think would be really cool to add in. And the one that's probably going to break my brain, but I am so excited to work on, is this Baby Grand. This is another French one. Probably 1880s, 1885. And it's just like, the whole thing is like, I don't know what it is about French Victorian. Looks like it stole from Baroque with both hands and then barfed it all over the place. And I say that in a very kind manner. Baroque has never tooted my horn, but there's something about French Victorian that's taking Baroque, using Baroque, I kind of like. You can see all the little curves and bits in this. I know in my mind how it's going to go together, because this looks uber complicated. It really isn't. The only thing that I think is going to throw me here is these piano legs and the front of this are not necessarily going to work, and I feel as though I need to add another piano leg on the back here, and then another type of leg to stabilize. But you can see here it's got the flaps. Remember that table with the little tri flap thing? Although I'm not quite understanding what this is. And this, I believe, is meant to go under the table, or under the piano to kind of stabilize it. I really got to just cut stuff out and start putting it together before I figure it out. And guess what? This short video is 21 minutes long. I wanted you guys to see what I was working on and how I was working on it, so that you know what's coming up. I'm getting ready to, I think tomorrow, I'm looking at my calendar right now. Tomorrow I'm going to be filming the piano, and after the piano we're going to work on the 1940s upholstered sofa and armchair, which should be a lot of fun. I do have redesigns for those, because there's part of me that's like, I really want some curved stuff on there, but I haven't done it yet. So I've got lots of stuff to work on, lots of things to keep my mind busy, because as I gesture broadly at everything that's going on in the United States right now, if you are one of my patrons who is outside the United States, and I know I've got a couple of them, don't worry. Everything is fine here with me and with my husband. We're just doing the best we can with what we've got. Does that make sense? So, when I get up to the library again, I'm going to make some copies of the things that you didn't get to see, that I forgot some of the... to print some of those pieces. Ooh, you can see my... Oh, there we go. I'm trying to keep this out of the way. So you'll get to see these pieces and some of these other pieces that I've been working on. Like these and some of the other Victorian pieces that I have found. I think with this one, let me see if I can show you. I don't think... I may have already... Nope, I got... There's the dressing. Oh, there we go. Okay. Let's go through here and turn all these off so you don't have to look at them. You can see how much I changed these pieces. I didn't like this mirror at all. And you can see there's a little bit there. I just didn't like this mirror. And it's not because the angle was really hard to do. It was really hard to do. However, in my life, man, I am so ADHD. I had a dressing table like this with the big circular mirror, and I loved it. So that's part of that. And these other things are, you know, this is my world. I'm doing this the way that I want to, which I think is part of how I know that I am dealing with everything that's going on in the United States right now, is that as an artist, you can create your own world. I've written on something and stuck in front of me on my desk is the world makes no sense to me, so I'll make my own. This is kind of what I'm doing here, if that makes any sense. So I will update you guys on how these are progressing, and we've got lots of fun stuff to do with the upcoming pianos. The upcoming piano, and sofa, and the armchair, and then there are, oh yeah, and then the little end tables and coffee tables and stuff. I want to do those, and a little footstool, which I've already got ready to go, and it's printed in the good stuff, so then we can put them together, on the videos. So this video is entirely too long. So thank you, patrons, for sticking with me. You are making it possible for me to buy my art supplies and make copies and have bus fare to go up to the library and hang out at the library and talk to the nice librarians, etc. So I will see you in the next video.